High above the mortal realm, beyond the mist-veiled peaks of Kunlun and the glittering stars of the northern Dipper, lies the celestial court, a divine reflection of the imperial order below. At its head sits a figure both majestic and mysterious, the Jade Emperor, Huáng Dà Dì, the august sovereign of heaven. To countless generations of Chinese believers, he is no mere myth. He is the supreme ruler of all existence, the one who governs gods and demons, spirits and stars, kings and commoners alike. His presence pervades Daoist temples, New Year rituals, and the tales whispered by grandmothers to sleepy-eyed children. Yet who is this celestial sovereign, really? How did he rise to prominence, and what does his heavenly rule reveal about the intricate tapestry of Chinese cosmology, religion, and imperial culture? In this tale, we will journey through the vaults of heaven and the scrolls of Chinese history to uncover the origins, evolution, and enduring significance of the Jade Emperor, the Lord of Heaven's bureaucracy. From his mythic birth and ascension to his celestial court and administrative order, we will see how the Jade Emperor embodies not just the divine, but the very ideals and anxieties of imperial China itself. The Jade Emperor is not mentioned in the earliest Chinese religious texts. In fact, his name does not appear in the Shang oracle bones, the Zhou bronze inscriptions, or even in the foundational classics of Confucianism. He is a later figure, one born not in the fires of early Chinese religion, but in the syncretic world of Daoism, as it evolved into a structured ritualistic tradition during the Han and later dynasties. The earliest tales of the Jade Emperor begin not in heaven, but on earth. According to one popular Daoist legend, he was originally a mortal prince, a being of extraordinary virtue, wisdom, and selflessness. Even as a child, he showed deep compassion for all living things, tending to animals and the poor with equal care. As he matured, he renounced his worldly kingdom to dedicate himself to the Tao, the way, retreating into the mountains to meditate for eons. Through unceasing cultivation, he transcended mortality, achieving enlightenment and ascending to the celestial realm. There, after millions of years of merit and spiritual discipline, he was appointed by the Tao itself as the sovereign of heaven. This narrative, though mythological, reveals a deep truth about Chinese religious consciousness: the belief that divinity is not necessarily innate, but earned. In contrast to the immutable Olympians of Greek myth, or the omnipotent God of Abrahamic traditions, the Jade Emperor is exalted by virtue, a concept rooted in Daoist and Confucian ideals. He is not simply a ruler, he is a sage king in the tradition of Yao and Shun, embodiments of moral authority who rule not by force, but by example. Perhaps the most distinctive feature of the Jade Emperor's rule is its bureaucratic nature. Heaven, under his dominion, is not a realm of chaos or whimsy, but a meticulously ordered empire, a celestial government complete with ministries, officials, inspectors, and regional governors. This concept, known as the heavenly bureaucracy, is one of the most striking expressions of Chinese cosmological thought. It is a vision of the cosmos as an imperial state, governed by laws and hierarchies, much like the earthly realm below. This bureaucratic model of heaven developed most fully during the Han and Tang dynasties, as Daoism grew into an organized religion with temples, priesthoods, and canonical texts. Inspired by the imperial administration of the time, Daoist thinkers constructed a divine hierarchy that paralleled the Tang court. At the top stood the Jade Emperor, presiding over a heavenly administration that included the Ministry of Thunder, the Department of Fire, the Celestial Treasury, and many other agencies responsible for the elements, seasons, moral order, and even the fates of individual souls. Every god and spirit had its place. The dragon kings of the four seas reported to the Ministry of Water. The kitchen god, who watched over each household and reported on the family's behavior, was a low-ranking official in the Jade Emperor's government. Even the gods of plague, wind, and war held defined titles and jurisdictions. This structure not only brought coherence to the diverse pantheon of Chinese folk religion, but also reassured believers that the universe was governed by order, not chaos. And just as earthly officials could be promoted or demoted based on performance, so too could heavenly officials. Daoist rituals often included petitions to the Jade Emperor to remove corrupt or ineffective spirits, appealing to him as the ultimate authority. In this way, the celestial court functioned much like the imperial court, a system of merit and accountability, at least in theory. Though often associated with Daoism, the Jade Emperor occupies a complex theological position. He is revered in Daoist temples, invoked in alchemical texts, and referenced in liturgical rites. Yet he is not the highest deity in the Daoist pantheon. That title belongs to the three pure ones, San King, especially the primordial Yuanxi Tianzun, the celestial worthy of the primordial beginning. These abstract, ineffable beings represent the Tao in its purest metaphysical form, beyond even kingship. So where does the Jade Emperor fit in this spiritual hierarchy? He is, in many ways, a bridge between the ineffable Tao and the tangible world of human affairs. While the three pure ones dwell in realms of timeless abstraction, the Jade Emperor rules over the manifest universe. His domain is the realm of form, of action, of karma and consequence. He is the administrator of cosmic justice, ensuring that the Tao operates through the moral order of the world. In Daoist liturgy, he is often invoked as the enforcer of heavenly decrees, the one who oversees the execution of divine law. This role made him especially popular among commoners, who related more easily to a kingly figure than to the abstract principles of cosmology. For the average worshipper, the Jade Emperor was not just a theological construct, he was a divine king who heard prayers, judged the dead, and mediated the balance of good and evil. His birthday, celebrated on the 9th day of the first lunar month, was a major festival across imperial China, with offerings, incense, and theatrical performances held in his honor. The entwinement of the Jade Emperor with the Chinese state is one of the most fascinating aspects of his cult. His image and authority were often used to reinforce the legitimacy of emperors, who claimed the mandate of heaven, the divine right to rule. By aligning themselves with the Jade Emperor, earthly sovereigns could present themselves as his appointed agents, ruling the human world just as he ruled the heavens. During the Song dynasty, 960 to 1279, this relationship was institutionalized. Emperor Huizong, an ardent patron of Daoism, conferred elaborate titles upon the Jade Emperor, officially recognizing him as the supreme ruler of the cosmos. In turn, the Daoist clergy supported the state with rituals, talismans, and prayers for imperial success. Temples to the Jade Emperor were built across the empire, and his iconography, a regal figure in robes of imperial yellow, seated upon a dragon throne, mirrored that of the emperor himself. This symbiosis between religion and state served both sides. The emperors gained spiritual legitimacy, while Daoism gained political protection and prestige. The Jade Emperor, as the heavenly counterpart to the Son of Heaven, became a symbol of cosmic order, the assurance that the world, despite its suffering, was governed by justice. Beyond temples and theology, the Jade Emperor lives on in the rich tapestry of Chinese folklore and literature. In these stories, his character is often more nuanced, sometimes wise and benevolent, other times aloof or even bureaucratically rigid. One of the most beloved tales is The Great Race, in which the Jade Emperor organizes a competition to determine the order of the Chinese Zodiac. The 12 animals race across a river to reach the Jade Emperor's celestial palace, with the cunning rat winning first place by riding on the back of the ox. This tale, while whimsical, reinforces the idea of the Jade Emperor as the ultimate arbiter, the one who defines time itself. In The Journey to the West, the classic Ming Dynasty novel by Wu Chenggen, the Jade Emperor plays a more distant role. He initially fails to control the rebellious Monkey King, Sun Wukong, who causes havoc in heaven. It is only with the intervention of the Buddha that order is restored. Here, the Jade Emperor represents the limitations of even the highest celestial authority, a reflection, perhaps, of the disillusionment with bureaucracy in late imperial China. Other stories depict the Jade Emperor as a stern judge who rewards virtue and punishes vice, closely monitoring the deeds of mortals. In village festivals, he is often portrayed in grand parade floats, surrounded by celestial guards, immortals, and mythic beasts, a heavenly retinue that mirrors the pomp of imperial processions. With the fall of the Qing dynasty in 1911 and the rise of modern secularism, the cult of the Jade Emperor began to wane. Political upheaval, anti-religious campaigns, and the rise of atheistic Marxism in the 20th century drove many traditional practices underground. Daoist temples were destroyed or repurposed, and the intricate rituals of the Jade Emperor's court were forgotten by many. Yet he never disappeared entirely. In Taiwan, Hong Kong, and among overseas Chinese communities, the Jade Emperor remains a vital figure. His birthday is still celebrated with incense and offerings, and Daoist temples continue to honor him as the sovereign of the skies. In popular media, from television dramas to animated films, he appears as a wise old king or a comic figure, a reminder of the cultural continuity that bridges past and present. Moreover, the metaphor of the celestial bureaucracy continues to shape Chinese notions of order, justice, and spiritual hierarchy. Even in today's complex modern society, the idea that the cosmos mirrors the structures of governance, that there is a system, an order, a justice beyond our comprehension, remains deeply ingrained. The Jade Emperor is more than a god. He is an idea, a celestial embodiment of the values, aspirations, and anxieties of imperial China. In him converge the lofty ideals of Confucian virtue, the mystical depths of Daoist cosmology, and the pragmatic structures of bureaucratic rule. He presides over a cosmos that is at once majestic and administrative, divine and deeply human. In understanding the Jade Emperor, we see not just a relic of old religion, but a mirror of a civilization that sought harmony between heaven and earth, between the seen and unseen, between law and spirit. His enduring presence in temples, tales, and traditions reminds us that the past is not so distant, that even today, beneath the glare of neon lights and digital screens, the Lord of Heaven's bureaucracy still sits upon his throne of stars, watching, judging, and guiding the wheel of existence. For in the heart of the Chinese imagination, heaven is not a place of chaos, but of order, and at its center, the Jade Emperor reigns eternal.